Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Study the demographics for your business. Now, in the last episode, I talked about many retail businesses failing because of age demographics. It is very important, regardless of what business you're in, to study the demographics, especially if you're in retail or whatever, but it could be other stuff. Like right now, there's a lot of vegan businesses, vegan restaurants like starting to open up. They starting to pop up like crazy. But then look at the demographics. A lot of younger people are eating better. They eating differently. Yeah, you still have the other people eating burgers and all of that, but a lot of younger people, they're like, nah, we're gonna eat differently. So, you gotta understand whatever business you're in, whatever business you wanna get in, you need to study the demographics. I've talked about this before, and I'm gonna stay on it because unfortunately, I don't see a lot of economists talking about that. They want to talk about all this other stuff, and how come people ain't spending? It was like, well, look at the people. Look at the area. Who's living in that area? Who's going to spend money in that area? Like I remember when I lived in Arlington, Virginia, and this it's built, and trust me, I drove past there a few years ago, like, by then, they built it up like crazy. But when I was living there around early 2000, there was a little strip mall, little shopping center, and they had nothing but Hispanics. Nothing but Hispanics. And I mean, it was like a party place. Even if they were just coming there just to wash their clothes. Laundromat was there. That was busy, but they had like food carts out there. It was like a hangout place. That was the demographics. If somebody had a business that catered to them, they would do well there. You have to look at the people, what group of people. You have to look at the age. If you're living in an area where you have a lot of older people, okay. If you have a retail, like a brick and mortar retail, okay, what people you have in that area, Or even if you online, you trying to do something online, who are you trying to reach? What platforms are you using to reach those people? Like on IG, I'm always seeing like businesses for athleisure businesses, like, clothing and stuff like that. But that seems to be a big thing, But I would hope that whoever is doing those businesses is studying the demographics. Or I'll give you one, and trust me, I'm actually looking into this one. There's a lot of beard grooming businesses. And it's ironic because I actually did a video on my main channel saying, oh yeah, this beard thing, this beard game thing is just a trend. It ain't gonna last. Ooh, I was wrong. And you know what? I don't mind. That's why I haven't taken down that video or anything, because I was like, I have no problem saying I was wrong. But who's the demographics for it? The demographics are mostly black men who are wearing beards, but you got plenty of white men wearing beards, and haven't seen as much around Asians and Hispanics, but mostly black men. That's your demographics. Like if you had some stuff for beard grooming and everything like that, where are you advertising it? Where are you advertising it? If it's online or something, you hitting that. That's your demographics. Like whatever business you want to get in, I don't care how much you love it, you need to study the demographics first. I've talked about that. I've talked about how major corporations, they will spend 5 figures on a report about demographics. Like when I look at new businesses just in this area, I'm like, oh, okay, they got this type of business, this type of restaurant. Oh, okay, different type of people moving around here. Because you got major businesses, I mean, they get deep into it. Like I said, they'll pay 5 figures for a report. Like how much money the people are making, the racial background, stuff like that, And in fact, that's probably, like I said, in this area, there's a lot of businesses closing, but then there's some opening up. Like there's a restaurant that opened up few months ago, and they have a lot of vegan stuff in there, but you got a lot more vegans around here. But you got to look at that. whatever business you have, like what people, you got to think, you know, it's one thing, because I've seen a lot of businesses fail because they'll just open up a business. And I've seen this. Like people I might have been acquainted with or something, they'll open up a business, but they don't think about, okay, who are we trying to sell to? You know, if you have a brick and mortar, you got to think about, okay, who lives in that area? If you online, it was like, okay, you need to do some ads or something. Like one thing with ads, they usually follow an algorithm or something. They usually follow an algorithm, so they ain't as bad. But even then, that's still the demographics. And you need to study them. What do these particular people want? I've talked about that before, but I'm gonna stick with that. If you are serious about business, you gotta think, all right, there's a group of people. They want this in particular. Like I remember talking with a buddy of mine that live out in California. He was talking about like they are lined up for the tattoo shops. And I'm like, yeah, but around here and stuff, you gotta look hard for the tattoo shop. But then we got them, but you gotta look hard. And he said out there, shoot, tattoo shops are as ubiquitous as barber shops and liquor stores. It's like they right there, you know, or even liquor stores. You notice like in some places, they'll have a bunch of liquor stores. In other places, you gotta look hard for it. But they got to study the demographics. Are people in this area buying liquor like that? You know, or what are they buying? Meanwhile, in other areas, they might be into something else. Like one thing in this general area I live in, you can find a gym. Gyms are very ubiquitous, but they work out where I live. They work out like crazy. People either running or hitting the gym or something. But it fits the demographics. Seriously. There are so many gyms in this area, it's crazy. But it fits the demographics for it. If you want to do something like that, gyms, yoga studios, stuff like that, it's around here like crazy. But this the area. But then as I move in, as I look into other areas, I can go like maybe a neighborhood over or something. I don't see one place to work out. That's the important thing. Whatever you do, know know who's going to serve your business. Because if you want to make money, especially, you want to do well, remember you providing a service. You need to know who you're providing a service to. If you're looking for a brick and mortar, like I said, like if you're going in a mall or something, I highly suggest walk through that mall at different times and just look at the people. Look at the people. And also, I spoke on this last week, if you can, or a week ago or something, I'll be doing so many. Whatever the case, you need to look into who's in that area, what they looking for, and even the eyeball test. Even the eyeball test. You need to be looking at all of that, and you need to study it. Because what your business is doing is serving some people. You're providing a service. You need to make sure there's people there who are going to use that service. All right? So pay attention to the age and everything. You know, don't have a business for a bunch of kids, like babies or something, and you living in a place where there's a lot of older folks who don't have younger children. There's not in fact, you got schools closing or something like that. You know, I want you to think about that, all right? Study the demographics for your business. Very important. All right, so anyway, that's all I have for today. You know the deal. Let's go make that money.